Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into some pretty amazing stories about dogs sensing danger and protecting their humans.
It's incredible, isn't it? How they can pick up on threats, sometimes even before we do.
It really is. Like, they're relying on these heightened senses, right? Picking up on things we totally miss.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
they have a sixth sense or something.
Okay, so let's jump right into our first story. Imagine you're 16, babysitting your 10-year-old sister. It's late, you're playing video games.
And you've got your trusty golden retriever sheriff just chilling with you.
Everything seems totally normal, but then Sheriff starts acting super strange.
Yeah, he starts barking like crazy at the basement door.
And the teenager in the story, she even describes it as this, like, deeper, more intense bark than usual.
Definitely not his usual playful bark. This is different. It's like urgent.
So clearly something is seriously freaking him out. I don't know about you, but if my dog started acting like that, I'd be a little freaked out too.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing how dogs can communicate through sound, though, right? Like, their barks can convey so much, from excitement to fear to, like you said, warning.
So the teenager, even though she's scared, she decides to trust Sheriff's instincts. So she cautiously follows him down to the basement.
Mm.
And when they get to the laundry room door, Sheriff just loses it,
Yeah.
barking, growling, pressing his body against the door.
It's almost like he's trying to hold it closed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He could be sensing all sorts of things, like maybe a change in the air pressure if the intruder is on the other side of the door.
Oh, interesting.
Or even like tiny vibrations that we wouldn't even notice. Their hearing is way more sensitive than ours.
Wow, that's wild.
It really is.
Okay, so here's where things get really intense. As the teenager's trying to get Sheriff back upstairs, they hear a noise.
The laundry room door slowly creaking open.
Talk about a nightmare. Sheriff becomes even more agitated, obviously, trying to warn her, like, hey, something's wrong.
It's incredible, right? That instinct to protect their family.
Totally. So the teenager slams the basement door shut and calls the police immediately. I mean, her quick thinking, combined with Sheriff's warning, probably saved them from something really bad.
Oh, absolutely. And guess what they find when the police arrive?
What's...
An intruder hiding in the laundry room, armed with a crowbar.
Oh my gosh, no way. He had broken in through a basement window.
Yep. It's chilling, right? Like, danger can be so close and we might not even realize it.
It really makes you realize how important those warning signs from our dogs can be.
Definitely. And how much you rely on them.
So it's not just about, like, smelling fear or something.
Well, not necessarily. It's more complex than that.
So what else could it be?
Their sense of hearing is amazing, for one. They can hear a way wider range of sounds than we can. So maybe Sheriff heard the intruder moving around long before the teenager did?
Oh, that makes sense. But could there be something else going on, too?
Possibly. Some researchers believe dogs can hear these things called infrasound.
Infrasound.
Yeah. Super low-frequency sound waves, so low we humans can't even hear them.
Wow.
It's possible the intruder's movements were giving off infrasound that Sheriff picked up on.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've got smell, we've got hearing, and maybe even this whole other world of sound that we don't even know about. Amazing.
Ah.
So that's just one example of a dog sensing danger and potentially saving the day. What else have we got?
Okay, so this next story features a beagle pointer mix named Mandy, and it shows us that sometimes a dog's warnings can be a little less, well, dramatic.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's hear it.
So picture this. A 15-year-old getting ready for bed. Their dog, Mandy, starts growling softly, staring at this one corner of the room.
Like she sees something.
Right, but the teenager, he doesn't see or hear anything unusual. But here's the thing, Mandy keeps growling for like an hour.
Wow, an hour. That's a long time to be growling at, well, seemingly nothing. I mean, I'm a pretty attentive dog owner, but even I might dismiss a soft growl if I didn't see anything obviously wrong.
Exactly. But Mandy, she's persistent. And eventually, the teenager falls asleep,
Okay.
only to be woken up in the middle of the night by Mandy standing in the middle of the room. Now she's growling deeply at the closet door.
Okay, now that's creepy. A dog growling at a closed door in the middle of the night. I'd be grabbing a flashlight and maybe a weapon too.
And get this, the attic door inside the closet is slightly open.
Oh no. Okay, I would definitely be freaking out at that point. So what happens next?
The teenager wakes up his dad. The dad grabs a flashlight and carefully opens the closet door.
Oh man, I bet the tension was thick. So what's behind the door?
A man hiding in the attic. armed with a hammer.
No way. Are you kidding me?
And of course, chaos breaks out.
Eh,
The dad tackles the intruder, and in a truly heroic moment, Mandy jumps into action.
I knew it. Good girl,
He
Mandy.
bites the attacker's arm, giving her dad the upper hand.
Wow, that's some serious bravery. Not just warning her family, but actively defending them, too.
Right. It makes you wonder what she sensed that the teenager didn't. Could it have been a scent, a sound, or something else entirely?
It's like they have this whole other level of perception. Okay, so we've had frantic barking, we've had persistent growls, and in both cases, the dogs sensed danger before their humans did. What else have you got for us?
All right, this final story is a bit different. It involves a more direct form of intervention, and it shows just how diverse those canine responses to threat can be.
Okay, I'm hooked. Bring it on.
Okay, so this one takes place on this like normal fall evening. An 11-year-old is walking home with his 8-year-old brother
Okay.
and their dog, a husky German shepherd mix named Buster. So they're walking, right? And they notice this man following them.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, and they get that like instant feeling that something's not right.
Yeah, it's like that gut feeling you get.
Yeah, exactly. And they try to walk faster,
Oh, smart.
but the guy keeps following them, so they're really starting to get freaked out.
Oh, man, I can only imagine. As a
Mhm.
kid, like, that would be terrifying.
Totally. And it's a good reminder, to trust your gut.
Absolutely. Like, if something feels wrong, it probably is.
Right. But anyway, so they're walking faster,
Uh-huh.
and then suddenly the man lunges at them and grabs the younger brother.
Oh, no. What happens? Does Buster, like, try to protect him?
Oh, yeah. So Buster breaks free from his leash and attacks the man, like bites him hard, to protect the little boy.
Wow. That's amazing. Good boy, Buster. See, that's what I'm talking about. That instinct to protect, it's incredible.
It really is. And it shows how even like gentle dogs can become so fierce when their family is threatened.
It's true. And it's like, we don't always give them enough credit for their intelligence.
No, we don't. It's like they're always watching, always aware of what's going on around them.
So after Buster intervenes, what happens? Is the little boy okay?
Yeah, so the man, he screams, "Let's go" of the boy. And some neighbors, they hear the commotion and come running out to help.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and Buster, he keeps the man pinned down until the police get there.
Wow. That's incredible. Buster totally saved the day. It's amazing how he knew exactly what to do.
It is. And what's interesting is like comparing these three stories.
Yeah.
We've seen different ways that dogs react to danger. We had Sheriff with the barking, Mandy with the growling, and now Buster with like direct action.
That's true. It's like they all have their own way of communicating.
Exactly. It's tailored to like their personality, their breed, maybe even their relationship with their humans.
You mentioned breed. Do you think some breeds are just like naturally more protective than others?
Well, it's definitely possible. Some breeds were like historically bred for guarding and protection.
Makes sense.
It's like Buster, for example. Husky German Shepherds are often known for being protective,
Right.
but it's important to remember that every dog is different.
Oh, for sure.
Breed is just one factor, right? Their personality, their environment, their training, all of that plays a role.
So someone who wants a protective dog, it's not as simple as just going out and getting a German Shepherd or whatever.
Exactly. It's about finding the right dog for you and then making sure they're properly socialized and trained.
Yeah, responsible ownership is so important.
Absolutely. It's about understanding your dog and helping them channel those instincts in a positive way.
Listening to these stories, it really makes you realize how much we can learn from our dogs.
Right.
It's like they're constantly paying attention to their surroundings, picking up on things that we completely miss.
And it makes you think, are we really the superior species? Or do they have something that we don't?
Right. It's humbling, for sure. Out of the three stories, which one resonated with you the most?
Oh, that's a tough one. They're all so amazing in their own way. But maybe Mandy's story. It's just so, like, eerie. This dog sensing something bad in the attic.
Yeah, Mandy's story really got to me, too. It's a good reminder to pay attention to our dogs, even when their warnings seem subtle.
Yeah, it's about building that trust, that understanding.
Totally. So what's the big takeaway here? What do you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is to observe our own dog's behavior.
Like, really pay attention.
Yeah, they might be trying to tell us something, even if it's not as dramatic as these stories.
So maybe a slight change in their demeanor, a specific bark. We should take notice.
Exactly. It's about being aware and trusting our dog's instincts.
These stories really show that dogs are more than just pets.
Yeah.
They're family. They're protectors. They're heroes.
It's incredible the bond we share with them.
It makes you appreciate them on a whole new level.
It does. We should all give our dogs an extra cuddle tonight.
I agree. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. Thank you for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
And remember, the next time your dog acts a little strange, pause and think, what are they trying to tell you?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it's like we really need to pay attention to those little signs, you know? They might be trying to tell us something important.
Exactly. Like, even if it's not, a life or death situation, they could still be picking up on something that we're not. Right. Maybe they're sensing a change in our mood or something in the environment that we're not aware of.
Exactly. And it's about trusting them, you know? They have these amazing instincts.
Totally. Well, this has been such a fascinating deep dive.
Yeah.
It's amazing to hear these stories of dogs protecting their humans.
Mm.
It really makes you appreciate that bond we have with them.
It really does. It's a special connection.
It is. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to add? Any final thoughts for our listeners?
You know, I think the biggest takeaway here is just to never underestimate that human-animal bond. It's powerful, you know? It can enrich our lives in so many ways.
Absolutely. I
And
mean, we've seen how it can even save lives.
exactly. And beyond that, it's about companionship. It's about unconditional love. It's something truly special.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, a huge thank you to all of you for joining us on this deep dive. We've explored some incredible stories of dogs sensing danger and protecting their humans, and I hope you've all learned a thing or two about these amazing creatures.
It's been a pleasure being here.
And remember, keep those tails wagging and those senses sharp. Until next time.